The MHC class 2 molecule is just the molecule itself. He's non-self. You are self. Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, if you put a peptide of self on that material, you can't keep it. But if you had a peptide of him, then you keep it. Okay? I mean, it may not answer it entirely. We'll talk later. All right. Anything else that's seen that is MHC class 2 and non-self, in other words, it's not something that's come to the thymus as self, those are kept. And a lot of them remain. So 95% of a billion go, and 5% of the billion are kept. And that's virtually anything anything else. Yes? Don't be polite. Go ahead.
Does this happen before the T cells differentiate into TC or TH?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. And does it also happen in the bone marrow, the T cells?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I think there's also a term that I'm pulling across the line using some other sources about how T cells mature, and that basically I think it corresponds to case number one, where T cells don't recognize the MHC2, so you don't really bind to anything with any affinity, so you get negatively selected. I heard the term death by neglect. I don't know if you've heard of that. Is that something different, or is that synonymous?
No, actually, death by neglect is actually cells that just never function. They never function. And then there's children that have the same problem. Okay?
Would these cells be considered, would these cells be T cells?
Yeah. Okay. What else do I want to tell you? So, in adult life, now we've looked after the stuff into intrauterine life in the thymus. We've knocked off 95% of the anti-self materials. But there's ongoing T-cell clones being made. So the thymus has to remain active to make sure that those don't leave, that they continue to recognize self and to remove it. In the periphery, we have the T regulatory cells to get rid of anything that may be anti-self. Now, there's a lot of autoimmune disease. So this system fails on a fairly regular basis. Children with type 1 diabetes, thyroiditis, lupus erythematosus, and on and on and on and on and on. All kinds of autoimmune diseases. But so this is central, the thymic is central, and peripherally, the T regulatory cells in both the circulation and in the tissues get rid of those things that should not be there. Then we have the molecules themselves to turn off the immune response. CTLA4 and the program DEath1, PD1, to turn off the B7 CD8086, the 1 and 2. To get rid of those, so we have the molecules for that. Clonal energy is something it's a term which is undefined. There is a B cell clone, it remains in place, and if you look for it, you can find it, but it doesn't make antibody. So you can find the cell, but it doesn't make antibody. Why would it be there? Why would it do that? Again, to be determined. The route of exposure is very important. MALT, the surface membranes, are tolerogenic. Everything you eat and breathe is foreign, right? All the food you put in your mouth, every breath you take, brings foreign materials into the malt. But the malt doesn't make antigenic, does not utilize antigenic material to make antibody responses. So IgA is part of tolerogenesis. It doesn't bind complement. It does not produce the antibody that's going to kill. That's important because we need our microbiomes for normal health. In fact, there are now, as I pointed out, I think, 4 journals just on microbiome. So the surface materials, the mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue, is tolerogenic and does not make antibody when you kick it. And then finally, number 6 is the most important. That's to be announced. And that's to be announced by you guys. And that, my friends, is all that I want to tell you. It's been fun. I mean, I hope that you have sort of a basic understanding of this stuff and that you may want to actually go on and do some of it again and more with better understanding and more detail. So good luck. Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment.